strangers from nowhere, band of brothers they'd say. Only thing in common was we were sounding names.
What's up? This is Marco from Audio Lounge, and I'm here today just to show you a little cool thing that I did with a song that recently got released, a song that I worked on and mixed and mastered. And it's actually really simple. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that know about this, but for those who don't, I want to show off the idea a little bit. And it's essentially trying to emulate some sort of lap steel with a regular guitar. Now this is a hardtail bridge style guitar, you know, like a Les Paul. This is actually an old Hamer that I used to play a lot. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's been through quite some wear and tear. But I had a client recently who had a song that we've been working on for a while, and we're just trying to catch the right vibe. And ultimately we had some elements that we really liked after, revisiting it after, a few months. And we had somebody and we said, hey, what about a lap steel on this? That could be really cool. Everybody loves a good lap steel. And so we had somebody, but unfortunately, it didn't work out, kind of like nearing the end of, the deadline. So on a whim, I think it was like a day or two before the deadline of the song when it had to be, submitted essentially. I took this old Hamer because it's just been sitting around. I loved this guitar. Unfortunately, it's just the neck had gotten messed up, and it's been used in so many different various situations, and it's been beaten and battered. So I always kept it because I thought it sounded nice, but it came in really handy, and I think I'm honestly just going to keep it as is for a while because it came out really cool. So all I did, and I'll link the song in the description too. I might even use it, you might hear it throughout the video or something. But basically the idea is, it doesn't have to be super expensive guitar. Obviously, this is something you want to do to a guitar that's just, you maybe don't mind if something gets screwed up on it, because you really do kind of jack up the setup, although you can really dial it in. What I did was first I restrung it, and I made sure the nut was nice and in place here. Then what I did was I took an unsharpened pencil, and believe it or not, yes, this is a little drumstick pencil. I've had this thing lying around for years. And I shoved it behind the first fret right here. Some people shove it right up against the nut. I did it here just because I just felt like it was putting pressure on, and it was just weird with the strings. So, and I liked the actual break angle there, if you can see, if you know what break angle is. So what that does is obviously it raises the strings pretty high, like a lap steel. The reason you want a hardtail bridge is because it's easier just to raise these posts. And the reason you want a hardtail bridge is because it's easy just to raise these posts so that it's still got that same kind of gap all the way across the neck. I'm explaining this horribly. I am so sorry. Son of a... You get the idea. And then with that, I just tuned it accordingly. And then I took a slide. And honestly, I sat it on the seat that I'm sitting on now. And I kind of just kneeled because I was excited while I was working on it. And I just, I did a couple takes in the song. And I'm not a slide player by any means. But I kind of got the hang of it and just, felt kind of where the notes were and everything, because again, I'm kind of changing the scale length by putting this pencil up against the first fret. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for where everything's at. And yeah, I just thought it was a cool idea. I remember seeing this on YouTube a long time ago. And because just unfortunately things didn't work out for this song, I just had this idea and I wanted to try it. I knew I had something I can use for it. And I think it came out great. So take a listen. The song is called Strangers from Nowhere by my good friend Matt Strom. And I'll link that, like I said, in the description and everything. And so all those little slide parts you hear are this guitar right here. And it was just me just right here in the studio, 4 or 5 takes. And I just had some fun, really. It was a really cool experience, and I just wanted to share that. So if anybody's looking for a cheap little slide alternative, go pick up a pawn shop guitar or something and have some fun. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, drop a like, drop a comment, and catch you in the next video.
We were strangers from nowhere, band of brothers they say. Only thing in common was we were signing names, heading off to somewhere we'd never been before.